Greetings of peace. The science of the pyramids is deep, y'all. It's deep. To this day, the pyramids baffle scientists. I mean, they can't figure out how these pyramids were created, why they were created, what they were used for. It's just a lot of debate. Even amongst the Egyptologists, they can't even seem to really agree with why these pyramids were created. Now, when you study ancient Egyptian culture, you have to be very skilled in metaphysics to fully enter, and understand exactly what purpose the pyramids served. The pyramids aren't just beautiful little things to look at. A lot of people want to go to Egypt and they want to go to the pyramids, and that's cool. I'm not saying don't go. I'm not saying don't go. But do you really understand the purpose of a pyramid? Or do you just want to go just to go look at the pretty beautiful sculptures and monuments in the beautiful Giza complex? But do you really understand what's going on with these pyramids? And most people don't. Even the Egyptologists and the historians. I mean, I'm not talking about anybody here, so I just want to throw that out there right now. I appreciate all of our historians and all of our master teachers and scholars, but they aren't into metaphysics, a lot of them, so they really lose focus on exactly, they don't even really know how the pyramids were created. But then not only that, a lot of them don't even know why. They don't even know why. There are pyramids all over this planet. For those of you that didn't know this, there are pyramids in Japan, underwater, and these pyramids were buried underwater intentionally by the Japanese because they did not want the world to know that this intelligent group of beings that created the pyramids visited their land and created pyramids in their region. So the pyramids were put up underwater on purpose. On purpose. There are pyramids in China. They can't be observed unless you have clearance from the government. You see, so a lot of the Asians, they keep the pyramids a secret. A lot of the Asian government, I should say, they want to keep their pyramids a secret. And I'm not knocking. This is not dissing. This is not dissing Asians. I just want to let people know this is not dissing Asians because it's more. It's not even like your common Asians that are behind this because they don't even. A whole lot of the common Asians don't even know. This is more like your government elitist, wicked type of people that want to suppress those particular beings that were responsible for creating the pyramids. These particular wicked elitists, keep in mind, they know how the pyramids were created. They know. They just don't want to tell you. They know. They don't want to tell you because they don't want to let you know your potential. Because the same beings that created these pyramids created you. You see, they don't want you to know your potential. These are your ancestors. So this is why they suppress it. And I mean, and I'm telling you, the pyramid is deep. Pyramid is deep. I mean, the whole science of it and what the energy is used for. Now, you have pyramids all over this planet. In Japan, China, Egypt. And there are certain points on this planet. Keep that in mind. You have mounds here in North America. Now, the mounds act as... Well, the mounds go like this. I'm going to probably have to do a video on mounds to help people understand it more. But the mounds are similar to pyramids in that they channel energy, because that's what a pyramid is doing. It's channeling energy through the apex. It's channeling energy through the apex. Now, the mounds are channeling energy, but the mounds are more so, because this is why they don't have the capstone or the apex at the top, because the mounds are actually, yeah, they're channeling energy to a certain degree, but they're blocking energy. They're blocking terrestrial energy from being able to come to the surface of the planet. See, before these mounds were built on this planet, if it wasn't for these mounds here in the North America, you guys wouldn't be able to live here. You guys wouldn't be able to live here because before these mounds were created, there's a very violent energy that was able to come to the surface of the planet through these mounds, which were portals. And these mounds are blocked off portals. That's what a mound is. And when you visit the mound, you'll pick up on the energy, for those of you that have visited mounds. And they're just like the pyramids, because the pyramids are portals as well. They're portals as well. But the function of the pyramids is different because of the apex, or because of the capstone that is on top of the pyramid. The function of it is different than a mound. But I just wanted to point that out. A mound is very much energy that is blocked off. That if it came to the surface of the planet, this would be a much more violent planet. And this energy was blocked off on purpose by the ancients, by the ancient astronauts. And a lot of these ancient astronauts taught the ancients, Egyptians, the ancient mound builders, who are the Moors or the Washitas, taught them how to block off energy, how to block off these portals, which ties a lot into the quarantine, believe it or not. See, the mounds blocking these portals tied to the quarantine, and this was to block the planet off from the energies of ET beings being able to come through these portals. See, this is what a lot of these mounds are doing, but the thing is that it was only designed to work up to a certain point. And the energy is now coming back, y'all. The violent energy that will make this planet dark. See, you guys are going to call this stuff demons when this energy comes to the planet. You guys are going to call this energy demons, because the energy is dark, very dark energy that's coming back to the planet based on the quarantine being lifted. And I'm going to do a video on this energy in depth, so I'm not going to say too much about it here, but I want to point it out because I'm taking you somewhere dealing with the mounds and the pyramids and why they're important here on this planet. So a lot of energy available in and around these ancient world wonders, the mounds, the pyramids in South America and in Egypt. The energy that these these pyramids are lined up with, the energy that's available within these orbs or these pockets of these star constellations are very important, because these energies bring balance to this planet and make the planet what it is today through these pyramids. And this is why the ancients built pyramids. This is why they built pyramids. You see, really, the pyramids were built in the future. And this is based on my meditations, and I have a way of working with the ancient Egyptians that I'm going to show here, and to channel them based on certain minerals that I work with. But the pyramids were built in the future. They were built to channel in energy. They were used as filling stations. Certain ETs would come with their crafts and still do it to this day, and they fill up based on the energy that is created from the pyramids. They fill their crafts up because most of these crafts run off of the elements that are available in the air. They run off of oxygen. A lot of them do. And not only just oxygen, but they run off of elements, spiritual elements, that are only available through the channeling of energy via the pyramids. Because when you construct a pyramid, it's done from the top down. It's done from the top down. And a lot of scientists don't even know this. You see, I've done meditations and have worked with the ancients and have asked them to show me how the pyramids were constructed, and I've seen how they were constructed. I've seen it. You're working with energies, you're building the pyramids from the top down, but it's even more to it than that. But that's the key that they don't even understand. You build the pyramids from the top down, and the capstone is built separately and placed on top of the pyramid. And the capstone acts as a channel to bring down energy from the heavens to the earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The Egyptians were responsible for mastering this famous parable, because the heaven came to the earth upon the building of the pyramids when they were active. You see, we don't know what to do with the pyramids, and the pyramids aren't active right now because of the quarantine, but the pyramids are going to become more active after the quarantine and after the shift. Now, the energy is still available. When you go to Giza, the Giza complex, you're going to still pick up on the subtle energy. It's still available here on the planet. So I'm not saying that the energy is not available, but I'm saying that we don't really know how to work with this energy because the pyramids were built in the future. You see, we're in the past. I know you're like, hold on. If they're built in the future, how come we can see them? You can see them in this reality, but in this reality, they don't serve a purpose. But just, oh, they're so beautiful. Oh, look at them. See, they don't serve a purpose to you. But in the new world, and in the new reality that's coming, they will serve a purpose. And they will act as structures that help to facilitate the Earth's transition into the fourth dimension. It helps to balance out the energies that are available here on the planet Earth. So the pyramids were definitely built from top down. The capstone was put on the pyramid last. It acts as a channel to bring down the energy. Now, if a pyramid is aligned with Sirius star constellation, then it will channel the energies from Sirius, and the beings from Sirius will be able to communicate with you when you are visiting these particular structures. When you're visiting these particular structures, those particular beings will communicate with you because you're now channeling that particular energy. Now, there's a way that you can work with particular beings and work with pyramid energy in your own home. And that's what I came here to talk about in part 2 of this, or in the second half of this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you this pyramid. Now, this is called Alabaster. This is what this pyramid is made from. You guys can see it. This is Alabaster. And those of you that know anything about Alabaster know that Alabaster is a mineral. It's gypsum. It's gypsum, which is a mineral. Gypsum. Gypsum sounds very similar to gypsy. The term gypsy comes from the Egyptians. See, in Greek, Egyptian was Ethos, which is dealing with gypsies. And gypsies deal with nomads. The Egyptians were a nomadic culture. This is why you see pyramids all over this planet. Because those particular Egyptians that you know about that came to Egypt around 3000 BC, those aren't the Egyptians that built the pyramids. Those aren't the Egyptians that built the pyramids. The pyramids were built by, some people call them the Great White Brotherhood. The pyramids were built by the Great White Brotherhood, which is a group of immortals / extraterrestrials. This is who the Great White Brotherhood is. And this is who built the pyramids. And this is made out of gypsum because gypsum, or alabaster, is a magical element, a magical mineral. It's like magical dust. See, people fail to realize this isn't the dust that did this, but people fail to realize that when Egyptians were dealing with alchemy, they had a special dust. And when they put this dust on something, they could change the structure of it. But I'm kind of spilling the beans because I'm going to go into this on my alchemy video. But when they sprinkled this little dust on it, on anything, it would change the structure of it. And this is how they worked their alchemy, to the point where they knew how to make gold and make any type of minerals and metals that they wanted to make. They could make these things. The Great White Brotherhood, these particular beings had the knowledge to be able to make these things. So now this isn't the same element that was used to sprinkle on objects. The alabaster or the gypsum is not the same element, but this element is very spiritual that was used to create this pyramid. It has a lot of metaphysical properties. I've slept with this pyramid and have channeled so much information from the Egyptians because alabaster is specifically made to tap into the knowledge of the Egyptians. And this will help you, because I did a video on future lives. See, this will help you to find out about your future lives, because this will take you into the future and the past when you work with this particular pyramid. Now, this works like this. The energy depending on how you align it and how you work with it, you can charge this up with energy, right? So if I set this outside and I line this up a certain way with a certain star constellation, it'll channel and store that energy through the point. Same way the pyramids work. So this is a mini pyramid. And it's based on the cut of it, which is sacred geometry. And this is cut a certain kind of way. It has 5 sides to it. Very key number. The 5 sides channel in all available elemental energy. So we talking earth energy, fire energy, water energy, air energy, and etheric energy. And I'm going to do a video on ether really soon, so I won't go deep into that. But etheric energy is spiritual energy. Spiritual energy comes from the top point down. So I can store energy in this pyramid, and when I work with it a certain way, once it's stored and charged up, you can use this pyramid and work with it with your own aura, and maybe sit it on your chest, and you'll begin to get experiences from ancient Egypt. This will start to tell you things, information based on the ancient Egyptians and the Great White Brotherhood will begin to channel and send information to you once you learn how to work with this pyramid a certain kind of way. And this is made from alabaster. Again, this is made from alabaster. Now you can actually work with 2 of these things, because I actually work with 2. And this is what you would call a 720. This is 2 put together. This is when you work with 2 of them, this is when you get into what's called Merkabah mysticism. Merkabah mysticism. And this is working with 720 degrees worth of energy. This is 720 degrees worth of energy. Right now I'm holding these pyramids. It's lighting me up. This is powerful. It's lighting me up. All type of information comes through. This is helping with your memory. Helps your memory to be more acute, more accurate. Having any type of pyramid structure, even if it's not made from alabaster, these particular pyramids are made from alabaster, and these are available via 13signsastrology.com. They're not available as a product, but you can send me an email at 13signsastrology@gmail.com if you're interested in purchasing these particular pyramids. They are for sale, so I have a few in stock right now. But this is just for informational purposes, though, as far as just talking about them. So all of the pyramids, like all pyramids, don't have to be made from alabaster in order to work with pyramid energy. But these particular pyramids are special because of alabaster. See, these were made in Egypt. These particular pyramids were made from Egypt. Like, these come from Egypt. So this is important because this is strictly for ancient Egyptian history. Those people that want to work with ancient Egyptian history, you have to work with the alabaster. And they have something called the alabaster box that many people are familiar with. It's in the Bible, actually, believe it or not. And they would store organs and body parts inside of the alabaster box. They would use the alabaster box in alchemy. So alabaster is one of the minerals that was used in alchemy, because alchemy is about using minerals. And I'm going to go more into that in my alchemy video. It's coming. But I just want to kind of point that out. So this is why working with the alabaster pyramids is really important, because you're channeling in energy based on the alabaster elements. Because as this brings in energy through the capstone, it actually emits, it actually sends out energy too. It sends out the alabaster energy. So any type of entities that are susceptible to the alabaster elements will be able to communicate and speak with you through these pyramids. These pyramids act as channels or mediums. That's what these are. They're mediums or channels. You can put them even just in your room, and they will, and you just sleep with them in your room, and they will light up your whole room, and you'll begin to experience thoughts and ideas that you never experienced prior to working with these. I guarantee you that this works. And it's the alabaster or whatever. So working with crystals is deep, man. Like working with pyramids and all of this type of stuff is deep. I mean, you could put this stuff on your altar. And when you start talking about working with available energy, it's nothing like the available energy that's available with these pyramids like this. I mean, it just lights you up. And then you can charge up your stones with these pyramids too. Like you can work with, there's a certain way. I'm getting ready to actually put together a crystal grid video that's going to be available, and this is going to be available via 13signsastrology.com. It's going to be something that's available, in-depth video on how to work with crystals, and it will be available via 13signsastrology.com. Not on YouTube. It's going to be available via my website. Probably going to be a DVD as well, so probably putting together a DVD for this as well, because crystals are, I mean, like, people always ask me like how to work with energy and stuff like that, but the key to working rituals and all of that is having energy available to offer the entity that you're working with. And when you work with crystals, you can store so much energy up. Like, you can store up so much solar energy into the crystals, into your aura, and just when you bring all that together into a ritual, like the crystals, your aura, the energies that's available in your aura, the chi that you've stored up, when you bring that to a ritual, and you got your, you know what I'm saying, you got your pyramid sitting out beautiful, you got your stones laid out, you know what I'm saying, like you got your altar just off the chain. This is going to bring all type of energy to you, all type of energy that you normally couldn't have gotten to you based on the energies that these crystals can hold, and these stones can hold, and these minerals can hold. You see, you're dealing with elemental energy. This is the beginnings of alchemy. It's the beginnings of alchemy, working with this stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, everything is made from elements. So this particular crystal or mineral is made from certain elements, and when it emits energy, like I said, the properties and the metaphysical properties that these elements are good for sends out a signal. And all those beings that are susceptible to the properties of this, within a certain sphere, of course, because this isn't going to have the effect of an actual pyramid like the Giza pyramids, or a mound, you know, the size of, like, I mean, you got pyramids that are like the size of small neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't going to emit the same type of energy like that. But at the same time, you could light up a room with this. You could definitely light up a room with this. If you work with it right, you could probably light up a whole house with a few of these. You can light up a whole house with a few of these, and you will turn your house into, and I'm going to do videos on how to create portals and stuff like that, but you can turn your house into a portal. This is the basis of it, by working with these pyramids like this. This is the beginning steps of turning your house into a portal. So yeah, I mean, this is powerful. Working with the crystals is powerful. You're working with sacred geometry when you work with crystals. You're working with alchemy. You're working with astrology when you work with pyramids. Because it's all based on energy and storing energy. That's what the pyramids ultimately is about. Now, when you get deep into it, I talked about this before, the Egyptians were able to shift their civilizations to the fourth dimension by working with pyramid energies. They were able to create a life for themselves in the fourth dimension by working with the pyramids. And this is why I say that the pyramids were created in the future. Because when the pyramids were available here on this planet, this was during a revolutionary time, which is the future. See, there's evolution and revolution. Revolution is dealing with going into the future. Evolution is dealing with the past, history. So getting knowledge of your past lives. All of these things can be gained through working with pyramid energy. So that's going to do it for me. I hope this video helped. For more enlightening information, I want you to visit my website, 13signsastrology.com. And I also want to point this out too before I shut this video down, is that you can actually use this alabaster energy to even work with the heart. When you sit it on the heart, this actually heals the heart. Alabaster is good for the heart and healing the heart. So say for instance, I'm going to do a brief example of how to work for those people out there, because I want to just make this clear or whatever. For those people out there that have pyramids, I'm going to do a brief little example, very brief, on how to work with this pyramid here. You can sit your pyramid outside on a sunny day and just let it sit there. Sit it on a table or something and let it sit there, and then let it stay out overnight during a full moon, and just let it sit there. And you charge it up with lunar and solar energy, and then you take it and you bring it back into the house. You sit it on your altar, and you begin to work with you work with your rituals, or whatever type of rituals you're doing. You have this crystal already charged up, so you are going to be able to contact entities and beings that you normally would not have been able to contact through this pyramid energy. Now, you could do the same with stones, but when you work with this pyramid and with a stone, you don't realize the type of energy you are going to create. You don't realize the type of energy you're going to create in your home, in your car, in your office, wherever you have it. So, and then when you just sit it on your altar, so when you work with your rituals, you could bring all that energy is going to be available to you, and you can offer that energy to the entities that you're working with or whatever. So that's how you work with the energy or whatever. And this is used for healing. Just wanted to point that out. It's good for the heart, and it's also good for memory as well. So it's mainly for working with ancient Egyptian energy. This is mainly what this is for, but it also benefits the heart, and it also helps with the memory. And not just helping to remember things, but helping to tap into things that you've never known. See, that's when I say memory, it's not just about remembering things, it's about tapping into memories that you've never had consciousness of, that you weren't aware of. That's what it's about. Again, when you put them together, you create 720 degrees worth of energy, which creates even more energy. You get you something, to set them in, and you've got into basically what's called Merkabah mysticism, ladies and gentlemen, all from working with pyramids. So that's going to do it for me. I thank you for watching this video, and until we meet again, my friend, I'll leave you in peace.